going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. We got rumors on Seth Rollins and what's going to happen here. I think this is some kind of just unrelated swerve, but you never know with WWE and Vince McMahon or what's going on. Very interesting. That Shane is on his way back, allegedly. Now he could be doing anything. He could be doing almost anything. And I don't know what he could be doing, but we had talked about how there was room for other things, it seemed like, with these two WrestleMania nights, and this would maybe explain some of that. Maybe Shane's going to show up on SmackDown. Maybe he's going to show up at WrestleMania as a surprise and attack someone, do something big, be a manager to somebody, debut a new wrestler. I really don't know what's going on here. People think, oh, he's taking Cody's spot, or it was always Shane's spot in the first place. It could be all kinds of things. I put up a poll here in the chat for you guys to vote on it and let me know what you think, which would be, right now the poll looks pretty interesting. It's pretty close, actually. It's closer than you would think. So, if the job was to, swerve people around a little bit, I mean, it's working, because look at this. Nobody knows what to say, really. Nobody likes my idea, though, my gauntlet match idea, where Seth is in the middle of the ring and Vince McMahon says, well, Seth, you're going to, you actually have more than one opponent tonight. And then he tells, Seth Rollins that, if Seth Rollins can win the gauntlet, he gets a championship match on Raw the next night. And if he loses, the person who beats him, they will get the championship match instead, or something like that. Or maybe it's an Intercontinental match, maybe it's a United States Championship match, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's money. I don't know. Imagine if he inserted them into a world championship of some kind, or whatever. I mean, who knows what they're going to do. But that would be very interesting if it was like, Shane came out first versus Seth, and, Seth beat him. The only thing that's bad about that, say it was Cody coming out last to face him, and it was Shane first, then Elias, or Elias, then Shane, and then Cody. The only thing that would kind of stink with that is that, well, then you would really expect Cody to win, because Seth has been softened up by these other guys already, and so Cody should win, and, it just kind of is bizarre. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure. I hope that it's good, though, and it makes sense, because if they stick with what we all think it is, then that's the safe bet that it's all good. If they have some kind of other plan that we don't know about that's even better, then that could be interesting too. But if they do something that's some kind of bizarre swerve that ends up being worse or weird, then wow, man. I mean, you talk about a botch, like of a botch of a build-up all this time, and that's what they do, sort of thing. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. That'd be a huge mistake, and it would be ugly. That'd be very ugly. Yeah, it would make Cody look heel. It doesn't make sense why they would do that. But I mean, I'm just going with dumb Vince McMahon type of things. I think Cody kind of does need to show up at WrestleMania, yeah, or they're going to take over the WrestleMania chanting his name. You know what I mean? They're going to be chanting Cody for like all of WrestleMania. And I wonder if it won't be one of the earlier things that happens in the first night. Is it the first night? I think it is, right? If it's the first night, then I would think it'd be one of the earlier things that happens, or middle of the show, maybe. I would probably do middle of the show, or middle end of the show, but I can't imagine it going towards the very, very end, or being at the end on Sunday either, because this is something that it could take on. It could end up, if the show's not going well, and the further away from that you get, the anticipation of people like are just gonna be taking over the show with chants and all kinds of other craziness. And you're gonna see that. Alicia Fox to debut tonight against the Bunny. Oh, really? Did they announce that? I wouldn't be surprised. What up to the monetize this champ, Big Tex and Joe Compton in the chat. Gauntlet Orgy, says Matthew Biggs. Yeah, he liked that. Cody won't show in WWE is at 25%. Cody shows up on Raw instead is at 26%. That is second place. And Cody versus Seth is winning at 37%, which I would think it would. I mean, with the amount of, mustard that they've shoved on this thing. That sounds so weird. Amount of mustard they've shoved on this thing. With the amount... Jesus. I mean, I've been drinking a coffee for the last 20 minutes, and I guess it ain't working yet. I'm not really awake yet. I don't know how I'm not awake yet. Shane versus Seth first night. Cody versus Seth the second night, says Brian. Are you serious? Like Seth's like, I didn't get my win. I was supposed to win at WrestleMania. And McMahon's like, I'm going to give you another try. I'm going to give you another chance, Seth. One more chance. That doesn't make any sense, though. So if Seth couldn't beat Shane, then why would he wrestle someone else? I don't understand. Or maybe he could beat Shane, and then McMahon comes out and says, I got something I think you're going to like. How about 2 nights in a row of Seth freaking Rollins, And then Vince announces the next night, he's got another match. So the next night it's Cody. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. It'd be kind of irritating for the first night. You'd be like, oh my God, are you serious? We have to wait another day? I think it would be irritating. I think it's just, let's get to it. Let's go. Stop this, Again, this is one of my biggest issues with WWE is yes, they're great at drawing something out and creating this anticipation and stuff like that. But one of my criticisms recently has been that although there is anticipation and it is worth it for a long-term booking and things like that sometimes, I feel like they also don't understand that the new viewer is much more ADD, is much more like, let's go. Even me, even someone like me who likes the build-up and likes the, whatever, we got to get to it quicker. I want to see things play out quicker than ever before. So doesn't everybody. And for some reason, WWE recently has done things where they actually draw things out even longer than in the past. And I think that's a huge mistake. I think the audience is moving faster and faster than ever, right? Between news and rumors, between people's brainstorming what's going to happen in their own idea in their head, and news leaks and things like that. At some point it fizzles out. You miss the crescendo. You miss the perfect spot, right? We talked about this before, where the anticipation starts, it builds, it builds, it builds, and then if it doesn't happen, what happens is the anticipation goes down no matter what. And then when you decide to do it, the pop is only halfway because people have already uninvested in it. And so you actually miss the sweet spot, is what we call it, the sweet spot, right? You want to hit right in the sweet spot. I think Cody Rhodes' situation is... I think there was one too many weeks, to be honest. I think last week's was the week that was too many. I think WrestleMania should have been last week for Cody to show up, and it would have been the explosion that we're talking about. But I still think it will be big. It will still be huge. It will still be a big story and big news, and still be, it's still probably going to be a big thing. But I just think that you got to be careful you don't miss that particular moment. But this could be a calamity if it's handled wrong. And we are getting into that door of, people won't care again. This is your last chance. It's either WrestleMania night or it's Monday Night Raw, I guess. But certainly after that, it's out the window. But one could argue that it's already a week or two too long for this type of, for the current type state of wrestling fan, and how they like things done quickly, fast, and let's go. Dr. D is in the house. What up, Dr. D? Where is everybody? Will Smith is David Slap reporters is Chris Rock. What? Well, they couldn't, the Oscars people, the Academy, they couldn't mobilize in time to get next to each other enough to kick Will Smith out of the Oscars. Will Smith assaulted Chris Rock, and he got away with it. Just like Harvey Weinstein got away with molesting and controlling women for years, and just like pedophiles get away with having sex with children, just like Hollywood wants to do to our kids. Hollywood wants to have sex with kids and get away with it. It's so bad that in Florida is the best thing, right? They want to teach kids about sex when they're 5 years old and 6 years old in Florida, and Florida creates a bill to stop teachers from talking about it. And there's like a teacher who's like, I won't be able to discuss with my children about me and my husband anymore. It's like, all right, first of all, straight people can't do that either. But also, why are you discussing that? But even if you are, that's not even part of the bill, right? Like, if you want to say that you went out last night to have dinner with your husband, that's okay. It's not against the bill. But these people are turning it into the, like, don't say gay bill. It's because they want to bang children. That's why. That's the answer. That's why Chris Rock, that's why Will Smith's getting away with it. Because he's a Hollywood elite. But bad motherfucker, got no fear. What the time was the time, motherfucker? Time, motherfucker. Put it in a happy have some Dunkin' Donuts. It's Gluck, Dunkin' Dog Nuts. Bang, bang, tick tock. Bug in a sock. Oil shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker? I said clock. I said clock.
They are great at building up stories but lackluster and piss poor in the execution phase of things.
I'm not even sure they're great at building up the stories sometimes. I think sometimes they're just good at the payoff sometimes. I think it can go both ways, Joe. I think the problem is, to the one half of the Monetize This champion, thank you, Joe Compton, that belt, that brand new Monetize This championship is on the line Sunday night. Night 2 of WrestleMania, our Sunday show, will be an explosion right here on the Joe Cronin Show this weekend for WrestleMania. We're going to have so many people on the show. It's going to be a huge party. We're going to be nuts. Hey, Joe, thanks for the $9.99, man. That was the first donation of the stream, actually. He woke me up a little bit. But yeah, they want your children. They want your children naked. Thank you, Joe Compton. It's very strange. Joe, you should get on Fresh and Fit. Would love that you'd get a bunch of traffic. What? I don't even know what that means, Moss Blaze. You're going to have to message me what you're talking about on the side. I don't know what that means. I would love to get anywhere. But, Joe Compton, thank you. The dono link is in the chat, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be live the first night during the show, and the second night possibly during the show as well. Sorry, here's the dono link. Saturday for Joe Cronin Show is going to be crazy. It'll be our craziest show of the year for sure. WrestleMania will be the craziest show of the year. It is every year, although it's gone down every year. We could look at the numbers. I could just show you how wrestling has died over the years. Which is sad. Like, let's take a look at it right now, guys. Let's take a look at it, and we'll talk about how wrestling has kind of died over the years. And I want to thank the 100 brand new subscribers that we have over the past couple of days. No doubt part of that is in part to the Chris Rock, Will Smith situation, which, God is calling me to do and be. You know what I mean? Remember Will Smith was like, God is calling me. God got this award, man. God is calling me to be the protector of my family and women. And God is calling me to do this, that. Yeah, you know who said that? Hitler. Hitler said that too. Yeah, God's calling you. You just slapped the person. You just slapped a person, Will. I don't know if you know that. You just assaulted a person on stage. You privileged, rich piece of shit. The only words out of Will Smith's mouth on the stage should have been like, before I get to my apology and before I say some things that need to be said, I need to first acknowledge the Williams family and what this movie was about and what it meant to me really quickly, because it's not fair to them. And I believe that, they won this award as much as I did, obviously. Here's the thing: the Williams sisters, the Williams family, the Williams father. This is da 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 ba 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 ba. There they are. What's up? Thank you. Okay. Now that being said, I don't deserve this, and I did something tonight that was inappropriate. And anybody ever, I hope anybody ever listens to this, you never hit a person, you never assault somebody because of their words. I let the devil get to me tonight, and I apologize to Chris Rock, and I apologize to all of you, and I apologize to anybody at home that was offended. I'm ashamed, I'm disgusted, and there's no excuse for what I did. And if Chris Rock wasn't such a great person, I might be going to jail tonight. So I hope I get invited back. And this is the greatest award of my life, and so thank you for that. And blah blah blah. I'm out. That's it. But instead, Will Smith was like, "God called on me to be the man for women." This guy's a fucking coward, bro. He's literally controlled by a woman who's like, "No, Will, I'm going to sleep with other guys and you shut up. That's what I'm going to do." He's a cuck coward. And that's okay. I still like Will Smith myself. I seriously do. But he is a cuck coward. That's why his children are insane. His wife is insane. His wife is like, "Let's have a show on TV where I talk about sleeping with my son's fucking girlfriends." Like, or whatever, or like sleeping with my daughter's friends who are boys. Like our children are like 7 different genders. They're dressing crazy. I'm crazy. We have open marriage, and then Will Smith can't take a joke on stage. That's exactly why all this is happening, because Will Smith isn't an alpha, or he's not even a male. He's a coward cuck. He's the type of guy that would bomb another country because they offended his wife somehow. Because if he can't even stick up for his own love life, or he can't even stand up to his wife about what she's doing that's wrong, he wouldn't stand up to her about almost anything. What's that, honey? You're going to sleep with other guys? All right. What's that, honey? You're going to take our children and make a reality show where you talk about all the sex we have and how our kids are having sex with you and your friends? All right. What's that, honey? You want me to slap Chris Rock? I was laughing at the joke, but now you're not laughing and you're telling me you're mad. You want me to slap Chris Rock? All right. Yo, this is a man that's out of control with no control over his life right now. And he's taking it out on Chris Rock because his fucking life is out of control.
Little lass needs a shaving.
Oh shit, Joe Compton, what's up?
Pico here. Seth never gets match until after Brock and Roman are introduced. Vince comes out and says this is now a triple threat. Seth wins both belts, and as he's in the ring, lights out, Cody's music hits and stares down Seth from Raw. Raw is a
Wow, Raw is a must-watch. Yeah, Joe Compton, I think you might be right. I mean, that's the one good thing, too, here, is WrestleMania could be pretty good, and then, Raw could be entertaining the next night. This is very interesting, though. By the way, that was Mr. Pico, not Joe Compton. Mr. Pico Boulevard. Seth never gets a match until after Brock. Let me read that again so we can comprehend this fully. Seth never gets a match until after Brock and Roman are introduced. Vince comes out and says that this is now a triple threat. Seth wins both belts, and as he's in the ring, the lights go out, Cody's music hits, and stares down Seth from the ramp. That's weird. I don't think they're not going to do that. I could see Cody Rhodes coming out, though, for Roman. Wait a minute, I just figured it out, guys. Oh, shit. Guys, I think I just figured it out. Maybe I figured it out. I don't know. What if they couldn't get The Rock? Remember we believed The Rock was going to come out and stare down Roman or come after Roman beats Brock Lesnar tonight? What if Roman beats Brock Lesnar tonight and there's no Rock because of some reason they couldn't get The Rock and it couldn't happen? So they're bringing in Cody to do it instead, so Cody can face Roman next because there's no Rock. And so Shane will take Cody's place in the match with Seth. And then that's like a double tease. Oh man, what if that's what's going on? What if they couldn't get The Rock and this is like the backup plan? Holy shit, mind blown. Oh, wow. Wow. Now, it doesn't matter what color you are. There's always been rich people of every color throughout the years, and a rich person is usually a corrupt person, no matter who you are. We're all the same, man. That's why anybody can be corrupt and bad. You know what I mean? By the way, Chris Rock tonight in Boston sold out. Chris Rock sold out. Tickets are going for like $1,000 now. You can't even get a ticket. I might have gone. You know, I thought about it. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go. I don't even have $40, so I'm not gonna go. But dude, now the tickets are like $1,000. But he sold out for 3 nights in a row. Chris Rock sold out in Boston 3 nights in a row. Dude, he's got 3 dates. Is that true, though? I think it is 3. I don't think it's 2. I think it's 3. I think Chris Rock has 3 dates in Boston. His tour starts tonight. So that's pretty crazy. He obviously planned the tour around the Oscars, though. He was like, Will, let me ask you something. Will you help me? Will you ruin your whole family's night by slapping me so I can get my ticket? I don't think he would do that. But yeah, Will Smith is a sick person. I think Jimmy, I listened to Jimmy Dore earlier today. And he said things that were similar to what I said a couple days ago when this happened. But yeah, he's a crazy cuck. Will Smith is a crazy cuck who snapped at a joke, and he's an unhinged, entitled narcissist. That's what Will Smith is. God, man. God told me that I'm free. Yeah, okay, God told you. You ever notice that people that say that they're religious are the worst people ever, usually? You ever notice that? Do you ever hear me saying that I'm a religious person and I love God, so I do the right thing? No, I never say that, because I never say that. You know who says that? People that are bad people say that. In fact, I've always come to find that out. I love God. I love God told me this is not. I'm a religious person. Yeah, okay, sure you are. You're a bad person. Keep hiding behind religion. God is calling him to be more like Hitler? Is that what? To act like a narcissist, that you're above other people? Just a weird thing, man. I would have said I was embarrassed to be up there. Holy shit, the super chats are on fire all of a sudden. What's going on? Oh, whoa, Joe Compton. Joe Compton dropping a big one. Holy shit. I have gas money. We're going to Chris Rock. Go and take this stance.
Leave me here. I'm a bad motherfucker. Ain't got no fear. What the time was the time, motherfucker? Time, motherfucker. Put it in a happy rhyme, motherfucker. It's Glock, clock. Bang, bang, tick tock. Frog in a sock. Oil shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker? Said Glock, clock. I said Glock, clock.
You better polish that new belt for Tex. Pure Country is going to own all the JCS gold. The Renee God has spoken.
Well, you know what? You can say that, Joe Compton, but I'm telling you, man, I got some people behind me. I got some people. You're gonna be taking on the Cronins not on Monetize This, but on Sunday night at WrestleMania night too. You're gonna be taking on the Cronins, bro, Joe Compton. You understand that?
Super chat party!
Oh, yeah?
Cody and Sean will have an interaction.
Cody and Shawn? Shawn Michaels? Oh, Shane. Cody and Shane will have an interaction. Yeah, you might be right. Oh, that would be kind of like that's all that happens, right? So Shane comes out to say he's back and he wants a match tonight, and it's Cody or it's just whatever. Yeah, maybe something like that. Danielson. That's a great point. But you know what, Joe Compton? You better watch your mouth, man, because my man DWELSH is on my side, bro. How about that? He's on my side. By the way, an immense amount of drama going down on Twitter between Joe Compton, Tex, and DWELSH, and just a whole bunch of people going crazy. Just sick, stuff. But, who would have expected any less from the savages of this community? Check out this promo that Joe Compton put out there. I mean, it's crazy. And DWELSH attacking Joe Compton's mother. which is despicable. You know, really despicable. Okay. Let's take a look at it. Where is it? Here it is.
Hey y'all, Champ here. We're 6 short nights away from seeing who's going to go against Tex for this beautiful thing right here and the new Monetize This Championship. So far, nobody seems to be stepping up. Everybody is being quiet. There is one special shout out I have to give. That is to you, believe it or not, DWELSH. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this beautiful bitch on my shoulder right now, would I? No, I would not. It's because of you I was able to make history. So come on, let's see who's willing to step up and who's willing to step aside.
Damn. Joe Compton cutting the promos, but it's going to get a little personal coming up because DWELSH is going to attack Joe Compton's family, which is kind of disgusting, really. But, you know, at the same time, DWELSH is one of the only people left keeping the Joe Cronin Show on the air, so I really am not going to say much about it, and I'll make no bones about it that I really am powerless to help at this point. I could attack DWELSH for what he said about Joe Compton's family and mother, but then, you know, I may have no show anymore because he's one of the only top 5 donators. But that is the position I'm placed in. Looks like someone's brain is affected by tobacco today. Take their drugs today. You whine like a 2-year-old, says DWELSH. Go play wannabe cowboy with your lungs some more, Mr. Tobacco. And DWELSH went on to say, I'm glad your mother's dead, Joe Compton. It was a very despicable comment, to be honest. And I think he deleted the comments because, I don't know.
Hey y'all, Champ, no, fuck this shit, we're off the rip.
Well, it's getting real.
This is Joe motherfucking Compton here. There are certain people in this community that are running their goddamn mouths way too fucking much. Welsh.
It's getting real.
All I gotta say is keep my family's name out your goddamn mouth. You have made this way too fucking personal. You have to realize, I have told you 100 million times before, this is just a fucking show. This is not real life.
Yes, that's right. DWELSH taking it to the families, saying that he's glad Joe Compton's mother, recently, this is something fairly recent. You know, we all know about it. So I can't condone, going after people's mothers who are, it's very weird. That's part of the promo. I don't know why that's part of the promo, but and I don't even know where these are. I think DWELSH might have taken them down, but DWELSH had, threatened, like I said, Joe Compton, his family and his mother, and Joe Compton called DWELSH an ugly turtle, rapist, basically, that he looks like a turtle rapist. And I understand that can be insulting, but I still don't think it's as bad as going after someone's recently deceased mother. But it is up there, no doubt about it. DWELSH has gone overboard, so very strange. And DWELSH has said, I think DWELSH might have deleted these comments about his mother because I can't find them, but because Tex and Compton are a couple of pansy 3-year-old girls whining and crying, making idiot videos like some worthless losers. Damn. But yeah, I can't find the comments anymore, but maybe he deleted them, but he did go after Joe's family, and Tex responded in kind to this as well.
What's up, guys? Tex here. I'm going to make this real short and sweet. This little Twitter beef bullshit that's been going on, it's fucking over with. It's done. Welsh, shut the fuck up. You're making us all look bad. Monetize this, the belt, the whole thing. It's a fucking gimmick, dude. It's supposed to be for fun, and you've took all the fun out of it. You don't like me? I don't fucking care, dude. You want to spend all your money to make sure I don't have a fucking title that is for fun? You go right ahead. You give all that money to Joe Cronin. I hope he gets it. I hope he eats real good off of your fucking dime, dude. You know? You take shit too fucking seriously. Stop. You're making us all look bad. Some of us have lives that we have to go live and do grown-ass shit. So go do some grown-ass shit and leave people's dead mamas out your fucking mouth.
Damn.
Okay? Just shut the fuck up and move on. This whole thing is fucking done. I'm killing it now. Stop.
Oh, man, it's getting real on Twitter between Welsh and Compton and Tex. I mean, it's getting real. Like, really, really real between them and the title. But yeah, it's coming up this weekend. There was something else I had to say now too, but I lost track of it, unfortunately. But maybe I'll remember it in a few. But yeah, so it's getting uncomfortable at this point with what's going on between these guys, especially on Twitter. You know, they have been absolutely savaging each other. Now, I put a poll up on Twitter about the Cody Rhodes situation, too, to figure out what you guys thought about that, and that has 46 votes, as opposed to our poll here on YouTube. And it's really close. 30% Shane, Cody, and others versus Seth. 30% of you on Twitter believe that the gauntlet match idea that I came up with is going to be the thing that happens. 26% say Cody versus at Raw, not Mania. And then tied is Shane versus Cody, or Cody versus Shane at Mania. And then no Cody at all is tied with that. I'm surprised by this. Now, I didn't put Cody versus Seth on here, so that's probably a mistake. So I think I made a mistake there. Maybe that's I think that's the problem. Now I'm seeing why maybe there was a problem. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But there's also another unhinged person, and his name is Ron Perlman. Have you heard this video? Not to get political, and I don't care about politics really. But this is just a fact. I mean, the bottom line is, Florida is creating this bill so that you can't talk to 5, 6, and 7-year-olds about sex and stuff like that, which makes sense to me. I think it makes sense to most of you guys too. Like, you can come in and say, hey, last night I had dinner with my wife and whatever, but that's still a weird thing to say to kindergartners. But that's not necessarily on the bill. But people are calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. But that's not the point. The point is how this actor is responding to this, and he's very unhinged and wild. So they're calling it the Don't Say Gay bill, but that's not what it's called. The bill is not called that. That language is not in the bill. It's not called that. It's not what it is at all. It'd be like if I called something the Let's Kill Babies bill, even though it was about protecting babies. You know what I mean? So like Hollywood has changed the name of the bill to something that says it's anti-gay when it's not anti-gay, right? It's anti, like, fucking molesting children, basically, and grooming children. That's what it is. I wish we lived in Florida almost. But maybe Florida has a problem with their teachers talking to kids about this stuff. I don't know. But here's Ron Perlman, who, again, remember, there is nothing in the bill that says you can't say gay. There is nothing in the bill that says we're banning gay versus something else. There's nothing in the bill about that. But here's Ron Perlman, Hollywood actor, and I would say maybe maniac.
Good morning, Governor DeSantis. Ron here. Don't say gay. Don't say as the first two words in a sentence spoken by a political leader of a state in the United States of America. Don't say. Don't fucking say, you fucking Nazi pig. Say. First Amendment. Read it.
See, now he's getting angry saying, oh, you're saying I can't say that? In your bill it says don't say? It doesn't say that. No one said that. The only people that said that are Hollywood people who said that. So he's sitting there getting angry like, oh yeah, don't say it? Don't say it? In the bill it says don't say? Well, I'm going to say it. It doesn't say that anywhere. This is not what it's about at all. But Ron Perlman, they should put this guy in the WWE, dude. Like, even if no, who cares what the bill is about? This guy is wrong, and it's fucking hilarious. He's so angry.
In the United States
By the way, this guy did a great job as the Praetor in Star Trek Nemesis.
of America, don't say.
Hellboy's pissed.
Don't fucking say, you fucking Nazi pig. Say. First Amendment. Read about it.
You should read the bill, because it doesn't say that.
Then run for office. You piece of shit.
Nope, typical
First
Hollywood.
Amendment.
See, this is what Hollywood does, man. They want to rape kids, molest kids, take your kids. They want to assault people on stage. They want to punch you in the face. They want to beat you up. Remember Robert De Niro wanted to punch the president, punch this guy, kill that guy, shoot that guy. You know, Kathy, what's her face, cut off Trump's head. You know, these people are all nuts. Like, this guy's like, da, da, da. You didn't even read the bill, bro. You didn't read the bill. And I'm like Mr. Liberal mostly. Like, I'm like the left-leaning dude here who loves the LGBTQ people, right? If it was actually anti, like, gay, wouldn't be happy with it. Don't say. You're fucking crazy. So he's an insane maniac too. But that's what Hollywood is. It's full of insane maniacs like Harvey Weinstein who get away with molesting women and using their power over the years. It's also full of people who like to go to an island, a sex island, with questionable aged children. And then when you bring that up over the years, you get called a conspiracy theorist. So my new idea is that anytime you see a crime take place, just call someone a conspiracy theorist. So someone goes, that guy just got stabbed over there. Just be like, okay, conspiracy theorist. No, I swear to God, like, oh yeah, prove it. I just saw it. Yeah, okay, prove it. Prove it. Well, there's blood on the floor right there, and he ran that way, and, I mean, like, you didn't see it? No, you're a conspiracy theorist. How about that? Just call people conspiracy theorists whenever a crime happens. When someone, a key witness is there and says what happened, just shut them down and say, no, you're a liar, you're a conspiracy theorist. Because that's what it's like living in this place every day. Oh, there's an island with kids and stuff. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, okay. We're gonna ban you off YouTube now. Oh wait, we caught oh wait, Epstein's real and it's real. Oh, he's dead now. Oh, you're not gonna get your YouTube channel back though. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that was a conspiracy then, and even though it's not now, you know, I don't know. See, sorry, your channel's gone. Sorry about that. Oops. Maybe we leaked out the conspiracy on purpose so we could find out who the people are that are going to talk about it so we can get rid of them. Ever think about that? There's a conspiracy for you.
Oh, yeah?
Seth versus Taker instead of Cody maybe, and Cody then debut Raw.
Lit ASMR. Seth versus Taker instead of Cody maybe, and Cody then debut on Raw. Oh my God, Seth versus Taker. Oh my God, no. You know what I could see instead of that? Lit. By the way, I look like sick. I look weird like Ron Perlman too with my face hair growing in. I could see Shane coming out and then Taker coming out and choke slamming him. Maybe something like that. Like Shane comes out and says, yeah, it's real great. Everyone's real happy. It's great to be back at WrestleMania. But you know what? I'm a little pissed off because I should have been in the Hall of Fame this year. You know, that sort of thing. And then Undertaker's music could hit. He could come out and he could like choke slam Shane and then tombstone him or something. And then that's it. So it's like the Undertaker does like a farewell at WrestleMania after the Hall of Fame. That'd be kind of cool. That's an idea. Shane comes out, goes a little too long. I think that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. So that they could do that. I'm down with that. I don't think Undertaker versus Seth should happen, but I think what you just said was a great point, Lit ASMR. And hey, thank you for waiting 18 minutes while I ranted about the Hollywood crap and my stupid tinfoil hat crap that I just ranted about to everybody. Love you all for listening. I'm just like, I get really frustrated by this like hypocritical stuff in the world right now. Will Smith, Chris Rock, the WWE, Florida, this place, this bill, that bill. I just get like aggravated by how it's misrepresented. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I'm not for either specific side. You know, I'm just for like, hey, let's not lie about what things are. Can we not do that? Like, maybe you're still against the bill. That's okay, but let's not lie about it, you know? And hey, someone I saw that, who said they were going to Hollywood? Andre Lavandero said he's going to Hollywood someday. Listen, man, of course not all the Hollywood people are bad, so you're going to be okay. You know, I know a lot of people out there that aren't bad people or manipulated people and things like that, but you know, 70% of them it feels like live in an echo chamber, and there's about 30% of them it feels like that are just mega evil. Now that doesn't make you evil, and it doesn't make some of the other people in Hollywood evil either. There's some good people in Hollywood, but just I like to generalize about them because they're all rich and famous, so you know they kind of deserve it because they're all enabling it. So they're all guilty in some way or another by enabling it somehow, and they're rich, so they can take it. You know, but the fact of the matter is maybe some of them will start to hear these things and start to want to change a little bit of Hollywood and start to want to fight for children and people like that. But we'll see. We'll see if that ever happens. So, but don't, you know, that doesn't mean that your career is over, you know, or that I'll hate you because, I mean, I used to, I acted on a show, you know what I mean, that didn't make it to TV, but it, you know, we did a pilot. I got paid for it. You know, I could have gone to LA. I wanted to go to LA back in 2003 and 4. I thought I was going to move to LA, and I was going to work at a local place, and I was going to chat everybody up because here's the thing, man. I have that gab, that gabbiness that I have, and I was going to work in like restaurants near where producers and people like that live, and I was going to like just work at the restaurant and just chat people up, you know, and when they were friendly or whatever, I was going to work my way into every conversation I could. Oh yeah, I just do this on the side, but you know what I really do is I really like I make you know I act, I write things, I do these other things. And what happens is when people like you and they're in a place of power, and this goes for anybody who's living in LA or moving to LA or moving into any place like this. DDP did this. That's how he got into wrestling. You know, if you know that you haven't gone to the acting school, you haven't gone to the school the right way everybody else does it, but you've got a creative mind and you're artistic, and it's not trying to think of the word. It's not that you're scamming anybody either. You don't want to scam anybody. You don't want to lie to them necessarily, but you want to deliver your abilities to them and let them make up their mind. So you got a table of two guys, 40-year-old, 50-year-old producers maybe, and maybe you don't even know they're producers. You don't know who they are. Doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter if they're the lawyer down the street or they're the trash men or whoever they are. You talk to everybody. You talk to yourself. You relate your experiences to everybody who comes into the restaurant in LA or wherever you work that's in a prominent area. You get a good spotted job. And you have a good chit chat with people if they deliver it back, right? And you say, yeah, how you guys doing today? All right, well, I'll try to make sure everything goes well for you. I'm like, yeah, well, and then when they apologize, if they say something like, hey, don't worry, you've been great. Oh, really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I got to be really good because I got a lot of work to do after this. I'm doing my second job later, so I'm trying to. I was a little bit tired earlier today, so I'm hoping that I'm on my game, you know. And what will happen is they might say to you, "Oh yeah, what do you got? You got another job after this? What are you doing?" Or, "Oh wow, you got another job? What's?" Yeah. My other job is, you know, I write movies or I write books or, you know, I'm an actor. You know, I act in, you know, some smaller time YouTube things and productions and stuff like that, and I write all these things and blah 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 blah. And the next thing you know, they go, hey, you ever have you ever written on a TV show? And you go, oh, yeah, I mean, I've written some things quite a bit. I've submitted some things that worked out, but you know, nothing's hit yet, really. I mean, I've had some great ideas, and I've had people like some of my ideas, but they're not the right people. You know, they don't have, you know, any kind of power or anything like that. So I really don't, you know, I just have tons of ideas. I'm always writing, you know. And they go, you know what? We got a couple of new. I'm Phil Johnson from CBS. Blah blah blah. We got a couple of shows coming up. I think it'd be. What do you think about submitting a couple of your ideas to me, and I could take a look at them? Or what do you think about coming down and giving some ideas on the... That's how that shit starts. That's how things work. That's why network and communication is so important. Because unless you know someone already, or you go through all the channels and eventually find yourself into the right spot, it's all about networking. It's all about talking to people. So if you're looking to do that stuff, you're living in Montana, you're in the wrong place. Don't live in Montana. If you've got a talent, you know you've got a talent, and you can do your talent anywhere, and you can make a living anywhere, you might as well go where those people are and be able to communicate to people. That doesn't mean you're going to get a job. It doesn't mean you're going to get hired. It doesn't mean you're going to run into Steven Spielberg or whatever the case is. But what it does mean is you'll have a slight chance and you'll have a network built. Hell, you might even run into someone at lunch who's nice, who's a secretary for somebody or whatever it is. And the person says, man, you've been so sweet. You've been one of the best waiters we've ever had. You've been one of the best delivery guys we've ever had, or you've been whatever. Be like, oh yeah, well, hey, it's not exactly how I envisioned everything, but luckily I get to do my real passion when I get home. Oh, what's that? Right? Oh, I write stories and things. I wanted to be a TV writer, I wanted to be a producer, I wanted to be an actor, and I wanted to be whatever. And now that person knows that. Now that person goes, hey, you know something? My friend Philip works on the set of the new cop drama, and they just fired all the writers, and they're looking for fresh ideas. I'll mention you to him. Really? You do that for me? Yeah. Yeah, you've been so great. I love you. I'd love to see you be able to do that. Really? That's how you do it. That's how a lot of that stuff works. Somebody likes you. Somebody thinks you're talented. Somebody likes you. Whatever the case is. You can be... mostly it's just someone likes you. Anyway, let's go back to the donos and play some of what you guys are saying. But my Hollywood rant's over. But that's how you do things. So in all seriousness, not everybody over there is certainly evil. It just feels like there's a huge agenda. And a lot of people stick up for each other. Because everybody washes each other's asses, Ooh, what's this? Lit ASMR again.
Party!
Super chat.
Oh yeah?
Seth versus Taker instead of Cody maybe, and Cody then debut Raw.
Oh, I think it was your last one repeated, or you might have donated twice. If you did, Lit, thank you for doing that. I don't know if you meant to do that, but yes, I don't know. The Seth versus Taker thing is a reach, but I could see Taker showing up to tombstone somebody quickly or choke slam somebody quickly or something like that. And then Cody shows up on Raw. That could happen anyway, but I gotta believe we gotta get Cody at WrestleMania now, I would think. Oh, man, I would think, but I mean, maybe not.
Looks like my little ass needs a shaving.
I can totally see WWE having Shane go out to face Rollins, and then Cody eventually comes out.
Yeah, I could see something like that too, Robbie had, no doubt, like a swerve type of thing. But at this point, how many swerves are you gonna have? You know what I mean? He's coming this week. Oh no, he's not coming this week. We think he's coming this week. We're dropping his name with the Miz 6 weeks ago. We're dropping his name again. We're dropping references. 3 weeks of he could come. He doesn't. It's WrestleMania. He doesn't come. It's like, man, they're starting to go. Robbie Hyde, thank you for the $3. I think that they're starting to go overboard at that point. That to me is overkill, and they're killing it. They're actually being a detriment to this situation if they do that, I think.
Super chat party!
Oh yeah?
What's with Ricochet's booking? Why are they playing with that man? Just release him or continue to push him. Person shrugging. Olive skin.
Hola, Leah. Thank you for the donation, Hola. I think he just signed a contract, like an extension, I believe. A 3-year extension, I believe. I think he's got 3 more years left in WWE. So if they release him, that's very bizarre, no doubt about it. But, they don't know what they're doing. Ricochet, to me, could be a Intercontinental Champion star.
Like my little ass needs
as far as
shaving.
Wrestling matches.
Joe, I had apologized to all the Balaga Blacks in my last donation last week. Now I take that belt. Will Balaga Smith should have slapped Kevin Hart harder so he died and Smith gets arrested. We need to reduce the black population. Balaga is N-word in Filipino.
Jesus, what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell kind of Nazi crap are you into, General Santos? What the hell is wrong with you? Why are the Filipinos and the Hispanic people attacking the black community so much? I don't understand, you guys. I thought the white people were the bad people. What? Oh my God! What in the hell? I mean, unbelievable. Very disturbing donation indeed. There, I was borderline sickening, to be honest. Almost as sick as Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Seth Rollins says AEW referencing WWE on TV is a sign that they are weak and that they're desperate. Other people arguing that WWE actually has mentioned AEW on their show, and AEW hasn't mentioned WWE. But, you know, it's weird. WWE has mentioned AEW by their name. AEW takes weird shots vaguely at AEW or at WWE. Like, AEW makes fun of WWE without saying their name, whereas WWE has actually said AEW's name. But that was 2 years ago. I don't think WWE has referenced AEW at all, except for 2 years ago when they said AEW. I think it was Sami Zayn that said it. And I think AEW has only said... I think AEW has referenced WWE like 20 times. Like, whoever, whatever that is. Like, whether it was Cody saying, our ropes aren't force fields... Which is weird because then they were force fields, and to this day the AEW ropes are force fields, just like WWE. So I remember thinking like, oh shit, like they're not gonna do that in AEW. Cool. Remember everybody cheered that, like when Cody Rhodes said that. See these ropes? I can come get you. Like there's no force field here keeping me back. Like, but then literally like 3 months later, the ropes became a force field. And I feel like that is some of the reason why Cody has left AEW, because Cody had an idea for what they were going to do, but then it was like, yeah, that you think that, but we're still doing the force field thing. So you said that, but no. You said that we're not going to be doing the Vince Russo stuff, but we are doing the Vince Russo stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, clearly Cody has a different view of what AEW was than AEW. And Cody is like the people that... Cody even probably thought, hey, I thought you were going to do all these rankings and ranks and stuff like that, and now that's sort of like barely cared about. So Cody sees all these, like, you know, it's almost like YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're going to do this thing, we're going to do that thing, and then all of a sudden someone breaks the rule, and then everyone else is just told, oh, we're forgetting about that now. Oh, you know, and that becomes frustrating. It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, so we had this idea, now that's out the window. But Shane is coming to WrestleMania, it looks like, in one way or the other, whatever that means. Whatever that means to you, whatever that means to Shane, whatever that means to whatever the hell. Regardless of whatever, Shane McMahon is coming to WrestleMania. Whatever that means. Is he in the Rumble? Is he in the Memorial Rumble? And isn't the Memorial Rumble, is that on SmackDown? I think it's on SmackDown even. But will Shane McMahon come out and then be tombstoned by The Undertaker? Will Shane McMahon come out and be a part of some other match? Will he be the mystery guy for Seth? Will Cody show up? What if there is no Rock to attack Roman? What if Roman Reigns was not... What if The Rock wasn't available anymore for the Roman Reigns attack? To set up next year's WrestleMania match. What if that's the case? And Cody Rhodes will be the one that attacks Roman instead and faces him down. And Cody Rhodes is coming to SmackDown on Friday nights. What if Cody Rhodes does face Seth and Shane interferes in a match? Or Shane is the one who challenges Almost after Bobby Lashley gets beat up? I don't know what's going on. There's so many things that could be happening. What if Shane is doing nothing and this is all a smokescreen by Vince McMahon? I don't know. But either way, this has generated some intrigue. No matter what, this has generated some intrigue about... We're still not clear about what's going on. And for that reason, you've got to give them credit. Because the fact that we're not just dead set, and we should be dead set that it's Seth and Cody, but the fact that we're still not dead set on that 100%, I mean, I'd still bet on that myself, but the fact that there's questions about all these other things and how they could screw things up or change things or do things like that indicate to me that, you know, something has been done somewhat right here. You know what I mean? Here comes Drew Bar. Drew Bar's telling us that. Oh, you know what he's telling us. Thank you guys for the super chats and the donations.
Oh, yeah?
The donation link is up top, everybody.
Shock factor is out the window.
Drew Bar, what's up, dude? Shock factor is out the window, bro. Everyone knows it's out the window. Shane McMahon will cost Pat McAfee. Ooh, that's interesting, Drew Bar. Thank you, Drew Bar, for that. That is very interesting. Oh my God, bro. Dude, I gotta say a big thank you. A big thank you to everybody who's become a member down below. If you have not become a member yet, man, please think about becoming a member. But this is huge. Spectral Citizen.
Well, what do you know?
Holy shit.
We got ourselves a new member.
And I got a member in my pants.
Guys, Spectral Citizen is not just a new member. He's a 15-month veteran. Okay? He's got a fire photo, too. Spectral, thank you so much, man, for that support. That is crazy. 15 months in a row being a member. I don't want to see Shane versus Rollins. I think that you're not alone. I don't think anybody wants to see Seth versus Shane versus Rollins. I can't believe anybody wants to see that. So if that's what happens, there is going to be boos. It is going to be a nightmare, unless it's a troll to set up Cody. Man, that will be a major dud if that were to be what happens. Like, that will be a huge dud. That will not go well for him. That is crazy. Coming up tonight, he is the man. Or not coming up tonight, but coming up this weekend, Friday night on Monetize This, before WrestleMania, I sit down with Grimm's Toy Show for an interview to ask the hard questions. That's right. Now, Grimm's Toy Show recently reached out to me. He reached out to me in a text message and said he is willing to come on my show. He would like to come on my show and face that North Carolina Tubby Pants. And you know who I'm talking about. However, that North Carolina Tubby Pants went on to Twitter and accused me of stirring up some kind of drama, when in fact it is Grimm's Toy Show who came to me to ask about this. And I said, listen, I don't think he's going to do it. Okay, I'll reach out to him and try. Well, North Carolina Fatface said to me that I was just stirring up drama and to leave him and other people's names out of my mouth, but I don't even mention the other people that Tommy Fat North Carolina man brought up. So I don't know why he would bring up those other people's names, but he's obviously mind controlled by people. So that's out the window. That is not going to happen. But since Grimm wanted to come on my show and wanted to face off against North Carolina Fatso, I will still give Grimm the honor of coming on the show, and he still wants to come on the show because he feels bad, and he's going to make comments anyway. Now, North Carolina Fatface won't be here to defend himself, but we did want to give him the opportunity. So I will be here to ask the hard questions about this guy, find out what happened, and I really want to know the hard questions. And one of the hard questions I have for Grimm is, how much does that oaf that you're with now eat? That's what I want to know, Grimm. When you go to the WWE shows and you're given tickets to go to the WWE shows and AEW shows and cheer in the front row and make it look like you're having an exciting time, I want to know just how much she eats from the concession stands. That's what I want to know. And we're going to find that out Friday night. Who eats more, Grimm or Rhinoceros? We're going to find out Friday night on the show. It isn't Tubby Emu maybe coming by as well. We got Kid Behind a Camera. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Plus, I'm somewhat friends with Boogie2988. Maybe we'll get Boogie on as well. It is going to be Fat Camp here on the Joe Cronin Show. Let me tell you that, okay? It's going to be a collector's guild of colostomy bag right here on the Joe Cronin Show. It's going to be epic. Friday night on Monetize This. Don't miss it. Woo! There's the plug. So, hey, listen. We tried to give... again, I have the text messages. And I have... You'll hear it from Grimm's own mouth. He reached out to me. And I tried to help, but I was told that I was a scumbag. I'm like, okay, it's not my idea. It's Grimm's idea. Fucking you think I'm a scumbag? And then, of course, Dingus was like, well, I'll do it somewhere else. And Grimm was like, yeah, no deal. So, it is what it is. We tried. I apologize to Grimm. I thought, I could help you with that, but I guess not. We'll see, though. We have a surprise replacement, though. Friday night on Monetize This, we have a surprise replacement who's going to step onto the call with me and Grimm. Not going to say who it is, but it's a surprise. Friday night, Monetize This, the go-home Monetize This, before WrestleMania weekend, and the belt, the brand new Monetize This title is on the line Sunday night, night 2 of WrestleMania. Okay? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's weird. But again, I always get put in the middle of these things. You know what I mean? People reach out to me and ask me to help, and I try to help, and then I get called the scumbag. What can you do? But, we'll talk about that with Grimm on Friday, and we'll see. I'm sure he'll explain everything to everybody. But we got some... It could get heated. Let's put it that way. It could get heated. I might have to go to New Jersey. But, Grimm's Toy Show does have a lot of enemies. Hey, and let's not forget about Brian Zane, who recently threw out his co-host. Does anybody know about this? Jay Biggs? Dude, I went down to the internet, darlings, and Jay Biggs was like Brian Zane's slave. Jay Biggs has been working with Brian Zane for like friggin', I don't know how many years, 10 years? I don't know how long they've been working together. This guy has been his co-host on Wrestling with Regret for like 10 years. And Jay Biggs liked a post by somebody that was deemed to be, I guess, like anti-something. And all these people came after him, and Brian Zane fired him from his show. Jay Biggs. This guy that, like, when I was down at Internet Darlings, he was, like, helping with everything. He was just this sweet guy. He seemed like this nice, sweet guy. And he's always there just helping Brian. And now he's like I guess like a homophobe Nazi or something. Holy shit, bro. Damn. Like, Brian Zane threw this guy under the bus. Like nothing. He was like, pfft. I mean, dude, this guy's been part of this guy's channel forever. I don't know. I don't even know what his name is, really. I just know that I always see that guy, and I'm like, that guy always helps him so much, man. He's like, it'd be like if I threw Jake DeMarco under the bus. It would literally be like if Jake DeMarco liked a comment by somebody, and then he was called like a bad person, and then I was like, okay, Jake's gone. He's a Nazi, and like, I apologize. I won't tolerate that on my show. Jake's gone. Like, what? Anyway, that's what I believe. I don't know. Maybe I don't know too much about the situation, so I could be wrong. But maybe the guy is a crazy person, a Nazi or something. I don't know. But like, I just knowing how things go in this world now, it just doesn't sound right. Because when I met the guy, he seemed like a sweetheart to everybody. He was hanging out with D'Lo Brown all day. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But I thought that guy was a good person. No, Dave, there's, no, I don't know, no, that Dave, he left the show a long time ago. I don't know why people still bring him up. Bulltard is banned from the show, so he wouldn't be here. Bullfrog is banned for life from the show, courtesy of SITH NEGAN and you guys, and me, really. But it is up to, SITH is the one with the power to bring back, Bullfrog, if he wanted to. But that is not on. He is not allowed to be here. So I don't know how Jake is at this point. But yeah, we've been over quite a bit of stuff here, I guess. But yeah, this stuff does have me concerned. But again, maybe the intrigue is good. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, maybe this is good that we're all thrown off and we don't know what the heck is going on left or right or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Am I going to get another co-host ever? I mean, Mustafa's really been the one filling in the co-host spot, and then we've got everybody else who comes on. But I mean, Mustafa's been kind of the main chatter guy. It's up to whoever comes on. It's up to people to come on the show. But I know I'm trying to move away from co-hosts a little bit, because obviously they never work out. You know what I mean? Other than Jake and maybe a couple others. That Dave, yeah, he might be popping in at some points to do some things with me. Seal. Mr. SD. Where were you when I needed you the most? What up, Will Tactics? Yeah, I mean, they never seem to work out, People just seem to be, I think I might be better solo in most things. But yeah, Mustafa's really been handling a lot of that when he comes on. And then we've had, Tex and everybody else who jumps in with Compton and everybody. So, we take those calls, and I'll be taking calls again soon too. Probably WrestleMania night we might take some calls as well. Hi J Rod, how you doing, man? Well, I only got a few more seconds here, a few more minutes here, so if you got anything to say, drop it in here now as quickly as possible. Get it going, whether that's, you can use the donation link above there, the big dono link up there, if you guys want to support the channel and support what I do here. You guys are the way that we make this thing go. Or you can do a super chat if you have to do a super chat. That's cool too. Hit that like button and jam the thumb. As we get 71 likes, we could use probably at least 100. And tonight we'll be live after AEW Dynamite, so I'll be live with the AEW review tonight as well. But yeah, get it in there real quick if you can before we get out of here.
Oh, yeah, we got a new subscriber, yeah. Freak out.
Ross 511983. Thank you for that sub, man. 1983, huh? Is that the year before I was born? We were watching Stranger Things last night. Stranger Things season 3, episode 1. It was like June. It was my birthday. I was like, oh, the first episode of season 3 starts on my birthday. I forgot about that. I'm like, hey, I was born on this day. I was born on this day that the Russians murdered a bunch of themselves trying to open up the gate. Open up the upside down. I thought that was kind of funny. And then the mall scene in the beginning of Stranger Things Season 3 reminded me of the old malls back in New Hampshire where I lived. And I was like, yeah, I remember these days. Now the malls are run down and there's probably going to be a shooting or something like that. But yeah, I miss the old malls, where it was all neon, lit up, sexy. What if Cody gets a Triple H main entrance? I think he probably will get something like that. Possibly.
Shit bomb.
Oh.
Rumors say the third guy for the Grim interview is a Dave #fuck me from there.
It is not. Colonel Stutters, I will tell you right now that is probably not true. F. Tony from the rear. Okay. Colonel Stutters, thank you so much for becoming a $5 shit bomb. Social media is a gift and a curse. It can help and hurt you as well. Yeah, I agree. What up, Randy Viper? Get weird. Get weird. And I get so many messages right now that I can't even figure this out. I got Grim messaging me. Seth just said, I'll never ever unban Bullfrog.
Stage will be a letdown or good?
I think the Mania stage will be a letdown or good. I think it will just be another generic huge stage like we've had. I don't think it's going to be that good. I think it's going to be impressively huge and fun and big and impressive. But, it's not going to be, of all the big stages recently, maybe it will. But, part of me enjoyed the 31 stage a lot because it was outside and it was daytime. And it looked really cool with the lit up sky and then how it turned to nighttime. So I don't know if this stage can do that. They've just gotten so big at this point that they've lost their it's like Halo. It's like the first 3 Halos have a beauty that the ones after that don't have, because there's so much HD and lights and everything's so big and massive and crazy good looking that it loses its I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of it. But there's something about those original Halo maps in the first 3 Halos. Just like there's something about the original Star Trek bridges, you know, whether it's the original series or even stuff from 2001 on Enterprise or things like that. And now Star Trek, like Discovery and Star Trek, all these other massive bridges with a huge screen, like all that stuff's everywhere. And it's just like it loses its, like that little bit of, there's a word I can't think of, and maybe somebody in the chat will think of the word for me, but it doesn't have that special feeling. It just feels like as big and bad, yeah, like something smaller and quaint and memorable is more impactful to me. Like even WrestleMania 10, like stupid WrestleMania 10 with just the X and the doors opening from that special entrance, that feels more like, it feels more memorable and special and than several of the large scale entrances. And when you look at the entrances, you say, yes, of course this gigantic stage is massive and impressive and cool, but the vibe of that WrestleMania 10 entrance is so cool. Like it was special. You know, and then there's other WrestleManias where that's the case too. But you know, huge stage doesn't always mean, you know, bigger and better doesn't always mean better. It feels like, and it doesn't mean you'll be memorable like you want it to be. So you know, we'll see. AW budget cuts, so it's not no surprise. They need to cut wrestlers. They have way too many wrestlers. You know, hey, come on, everybody join AEW. You know, at this point, wrestlers should be on the lookout for, why is AEW bringing me in? Are they bringing me in for like a fun pop one night and then a couple of weeks and then now I'm dead? Because that's what AEW tends to do a lot, is bring in someone with a big bang and then like, oh, okay, go, that was it. That we just needed that. Thanks, we'll see you. So if you burn your bridges with WWE over that, you should be careful. You know? I'm trying to think of, like, is there a video on WWE? Has someone made a video on this yet? Every WrestleMania event since 1985. Every WrestleMania entrance. Oh, every WrestleMania 37 entrance. Every WrestleMania stadium. Here we go. Yeah, so these are just the stadiums, the outsides. These aren't the entranceways. Maybe I'll make the video on it. Maybe I should get to work on making the entrance, the WWE's entrances. Huh. WrestleMania. Because, like, it's like Trump Tower. There was just like a, you know, you just walked out, or you walked into that thing, that big, that mobile thing that brought you down to the ring. You know, the ramp or the go-kart or whatever it is that brought you out there at WrestleMania 3. You know, but there wasn't much of an entrance area. The entrance area was just a WWF logo and a curtain. You know, here it is right here. So you really can't say the first 5 WrestleManias, you know. I mean, that's the entrance ramp, you know, WWF, curtain, come out on the cart. You know, that's WrestleMania 3, I believe. So it's like, you know, it's hard to say going that far back. You know, again, WrestleMania 4 at Trump Tower. This was essentially, you know, the entrance. Again, You know, a WWF logo and a curtain, right? So fast forward to, let's say, WrestleMania 7, right? They had a same thing. You know, they didn't need no entrance ramp. It's, again, the WWF logo and a curtain, you know? So there was nothing special yet about the entrance ramps. WrestleMania 8 is the first time, I believe, that there was something. So yes, WrestleMania 8 is the first time that you see something designed. Every WrestleMania, I believe, unless I'm wrong about this, but I believe every WrestleMania before WrestleMania 8 had just a curtain and the WWF logo. WrestleMania 8, I believe, is the first WrestleMania to change it up a bit. And the WrestleMania entrance became, you know, like, I don't know what you call it, the giant karaoke machine, or the giant, you know, the giant, whatever it's called, the CD player, or the tape player, or the jukebox is what the word I'm looking for, the WWF jukebox entrance. WrestleMania 8, 1992, I believe. And that's the first time. So you'd have to give this, put this on the list of entrance ramps or entrance ways, because this is the first time that they designed something, you know, with these kind of the digital lights and things. And so you'd have to give WrestleMania 8, you know, the nod a bit, you know, there. And then, of course, the next year, they got even weirder, because then they did the Caesar's Palace thing, so that had a theme entrance, where, once again, it was just the curtain, but it was a purple curtain, and then it was the Roman-style entranceway. So there's your second altered, you know, your third style. This is the third entrance ever in WrestleMania 9, because the first 7 WrestleManias were just a black curtain and a WWF logo. WrestleMania 8 was the neon jukebox thing, and then WrestleMania 9 was the Caesar's Palace entranceway, which was pretty cool. You know, that really, you know, that was kind of an interesting thing. You know, I always thought that was kind of cool. But again, WrestleMania 10s also stuck out because they used, you know, they love to use the Roman numerals at WrestleMania, and that was always great. And that X entrance, you know, at WrestleMania was always very prominent, and very, it looked really cool, like, on the show, and it was always there reminding you, like, hey, we're at WrestleMania 10. And that's all it was a simple X and ramps, doors that opened. So it was just the WrestleMania logo on the top with a big X, big Roman numeral X. And they open the doors and they close it. When they open it, the X opens. They close it, the X becomes the X. Symbolized the Roman numeral 10. So, but it's different looking, right? It's different than all the other Manias. You know, nowadays this would have been a whole digital board or something like that. But actually, you can tell exactly what it would look like almost nowadays. Not quite, but was it John Cena, Royal Rumble? He comes back at the Royal Rumble. Remember the surprise John Cena return where he eliminates Triple H? It was digital then, right? In fact, here it is right here. So this is about what it would have looked like if they did it nowadays, because that was the WrestleMania 10 ramp, and now this is what it looks like when John Cena returned for that Royal Rumble a while back. There it is, digital backboard, and the digitized light fixtures that rolled up here. So this is the same as the WrestleMania 10 entrance ramp, but instead of 2 wood, like, little doors that close to make a Roman numeral 10, there's the WWE moving digitalized screen, LED screen behind John Cena. So, you know, pretty much, yeah, we were able to see what that would look like. So, very interesting. But yeah, let's go. Where's another one? I mean, really, WrestleMania 13, even WrestleMania 13 was pretty generic. Well, no, WrestleMania 13 was cool. I'm trying to think of WrestleMania 12. WrestleMania, I think it's WrestleMania 13. Yeah, WrestleMania 12 was one of the better. WrestleMania 11 as well. Sorry, WrestleMania 11 had this as well. So WrestleMania 11 and WrestleMania 12 had this new, almost like Star Trek halls. It was almost like somebody watched Star Trek, and they were like, so this is like the Starship Enterprise hallway, where they created this ramp and they put the cutout wood with the lightning coming out of it and stuff like that. So that looked pretty cool. But it's funny how to think about this little WrestleMania logo, this little WrestleMania flag that was on top of it, and how the WrestleMania ramps have changed now over the years. WrestleMania 13 also had this same construction, and it was great because it's well known for, you know, how they were able to do the glass break for Stone Cold Steve Austin. So they made the best use of this ever when they had the glass break inside of it. So that entrance ramp was really cool, and that's a memorable moment there for an entrance ramp. One of the most creatively used ways to make an entrance with the glass breaking for Stone Cold. That's fire. That's probably one of the best. It's one of the best entrances. If you were to give the top 20 WrestleMania entrances, I don't think this would make the top 5 or 10 maybe, but it would be, for me, that is certainly in that top. It's simple, you know, but it's just so effective and fitting that it's that good. WrestleMania 14 in Boston, you know, I hate to say it because obviously Boston is my hometown and I was, you know, excited for WrestleMania. But it is the first time, though, that they started using like steel construction, and they just kind of kept it bare bones. They once again just hung a WrestleMania flag or sign inside of it, and they lit it up almost like a spaceship opening or something. It was just a basic, you know, again, this could have been any pay-per-view, though, it felt like. It could have been like WWE Steel Reserve. You know, it could have been anything. It doesn't feel quite like WrestleMania, but WrestleMania 14 was a transition time. And I think it's always good when they put the Roman numerals out there. And so that's why I think, even though, you know, hey, listen, Boston was amazing. I'm from Boston. Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, it was amazing. But the next year really nailed it. They nailed it the next year. WrestleMania 14 in Boston entrance was kind of nothing. It was just an afterthought, generic circle. It was stupid. But the next year at WrestleMania 15, they absolutely nailed it. Because they carved the WrestleMania sign into steel. They put the XV for 15 behind the WrestleMania logo itself, and then built in the WWF logo on top of that to make a huge steel structure, and then steel structures with lights leading through the rampway that all kind of coordinated together. This is probably the most ambitious WrestleMania sign and entrance that they had ever done at this point. You know, again, some of the other things were pretty good, and they were nicely done. But this is probably the most ambitious entranceway that they'd ever had. And in fact, Stone Cold and The Rock would wrestle into it. The only thing weird about it was that it came down low. Right here, this is only about 3 feet off the ground, I believe, or 2 feet off the ground. So when wrestlers came out, they had to come out to the left or the right of the sign. They couldn't walk out straight, or they'd hit their face right off of it. Because someone's head starts, you know what I mean, right around where that point is. So Stone Cold and The Rock throwing each other into it. Now, maybe it's not 3 feet. Maybe it's 4 or 5 feet off the ground, but it's pretty close. Basically, you couldn't walk underneath it. So that was weird. But you would think it would have been hung a little bit higher. But I like that it was low because Stone Cold and The Rock were able to play off of it. So I think we should stop here because I do got to run. But, you know, again, I could do a video on this where we get into it. And you think about WrestleMania 17, where they really went nuts on the stage. You know what I mean? I mean, we're talking about now we're getting into the arena stuff. Like, okay, we're gonna put on a rock arena concert. Like, we're gonna have a giant Titantron, a giant, you know, either digital or picture board of the wrestlers, and then a huge rampway like we used to, and these big lit up luminescent flags or whatever they were for WrestleMania 17. And so you have all this stuff going on, coming together really into one huge rock arena type of you know, setup. And then, I mean, if you go, you know, into the future, obviously it just gets crazier. And maybe I'll make a video going through this and I'll use some of this. I mean, then you get all the way up to WrestleMania 30, 8 years ago, where, I mean, my God, they have turned this thing into insanity. I mean, you have this amazing ramp, huge stage, gigantic logos, and WrestleMania. I mean, this is unreal, the size of this at this point from what we came from when you think back. At a time where more people were watching. At a time where more people were watching wrestling at times. that we're in the year 2022 and 2013 even here, and that this thing is massive, at this point. So it's wild to think about, and we'll see what this year's WrestleMania brings. But again, these WrestleMania stages are, they're crazy. I mean, compared to what they started with, and we thought we were in modern times then. You know what I mean? We thought like, wow, WrestleMania has really gotten so big, it's unbelievable. It felt huge then. I remember WrestleMania 15 thinking that was really cool and thinking like, wow, the entrance ramp, that's a crazy logo, and it's like, no, they're gonna do this, someday. So don't, it's crazy. But I gotta get out of here. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll talk more about this later probably. If anybody has anything else to say, drop it now before I get out of here if you'd like to. Just doing a little tiny stream here to hang out. Tonight is the AEW Dynamite review. I'm going to be live tonight. Make sure if you're a patron, guys, become a patron. Me and Leah, I put our questions up. Me and Leah are going to be doing a podcast tomorrow, and it's going up on Patreon tomorrow.
Super chat party!
And I see we already have like 6 questions, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah?
Only one man should beat Roman. That man is Tatanka.
Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, Mr. Pico Boulevard. Yeah, I saw that Bruce Willis is retiring. He's got alopecia, actually, so he's out. No, I'm just kidding. He's bald, though. But no, Bruce Willis is leaving because of something else. Something about a brain disorder where you start forgetting how to speak, which actually explains why maybe some of his roles he's barely said anything. So that's super weird and sad to hear about. I don't know what that means for him going forward. Let's see, what else we got? Randy Viper on your phone again with the autocorrect Seth instead of Sith. What's up, Sith Negan? Seth Negan. Your prediction, who will take the title from at Mania 40? For me, it's Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. I'm going to say at WrestleMania 40, LA Knight will be dead, so he won't even be there. But Braun Breaker, you know what? I'm going to say neither one. Braun Breaker and LA Knight get in a car accident in the next year and a half, and they don't make it to Mania 40. I know that sounds sick, but I'm just going to have to give that prediction. What's going on, everybody? Your prediction, blah, blah, I got that. Bullfrog paid the price, no doubt about it. I don't bring scumbags back either, too. That's the other thing. Once you mess up, I've learned my lesson, man. Once you show your true colors, I know your true colors, and they can never be undone. Trust me. Alaphasia. Alaphasia is what it's called. Thank you. Thought he had the whatever that. Man, God put me on this planet to protect women, to do what I do. I love God. That's why I smacked the shit out of somebody violently. Denzel told me that at your highest moment, the devil comes for you. The devil's Chris Rock. You're not supposed to shake his hand and then actually do it, though, Will. At your highest moment when the devil comes for you, you are the devil. Did you know that, Will Smith? You are the devil. That or your wife. I don't know which one. But your wife is a psycho. But yeah, it would be nice if Jada Smith would stop telling the world about how she fornicates with her kids' friends. That'd be cool. This girl's banging all the kids' friends, and then telling Will what he can and can't do, and then sleeping with everybody, and wonder why Will Smith is now a coward who snapped at a joke, an unhinged, narcissistic, entitled weirdo. If any one of us had done it, we would have gone to jail. But hey, that's what happens. Bruce Willis has anal Asia, is what he has. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of the day. I want to thank everybody who dropped a couple bucks and try to figure out. Joe Compton especially. Joe Compton dropped a 1999 super chat. That was the biggest dono of the stream, man. Thank you, Joe Compton, going back about an hour ago. So thank you to Joe Compton, Danielson, Lit ASMR, Robbie Hyde, Ola, General Santos, even though that was a horrific dono, Drew Bar 100, Colonel Stutters again, Randy Viper, and Mr. Pico Boulevard. And if anybody else got missed, I think it's because my thing cut off, but I got my thing cut off. That's crazy. Hit that like button on your way out, please, guys, if you can help. It would have been help earlier, but we got 81 likes. We've had 1,100 people stop by since I've been streaming over the past hour, and we have 81 likes. That is concerning. Let's get that to 100 if we can. Share this video everywhere you can. Tag people you hate in it. And everybody have a good rest of the night. I will see you tonight after AEW Dynamite to review what happens tonight on Dynamite with Tony Khan and his Alicia Fox or something. I don't know. Who cares? Like, I don't know. Who cares who's coming to AEW at this point? Let's just hope they put on a good show. That's what I hope for. Just put on a good show, and that'll make me happy, okay? Please do it. Also on Patreon, again, stay tuned for tomorrow or Friday. Me and my wife's podcast will be up tomorrow night or by Friday on Patreon. It will be there. We've got several questions from you guys. We're going to answer. On Patreon. Go ask a question. If you haven't asked a question, go ahead. Make it a good one. We're just not going to answer it.
Oh, yeah?
Raw rating was 1.98, not bad at all.
I kind of, you know what? I'm glad you brought this up before we get out of here. I kind of crapped on it because I got to be honest. Roman Reigns was advertised to be on Raw. And, I got in a fight with Mustafa about this. Mustafa was like, Roman Reigns is the new Cena. He moves the needle, kind of like Cena did. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. And he said, well, the SmackDown rating on Fox. I'm like, yeah, the SmackDown rating on Fox is there because Fox has a bigger audience. That's all it is. It's not Roman. Really. I mean, Roman is the best thing going in the company, and Roman probably is the best draw they have. But this is nowhere near John Cena. When John Cena came on the scene and became John Cena, 2 to 3 million people started watching regularly again. Okay? They were down to about 3 million people watching, to 2.8 million people watching, and they shot up to 5 to 6 million people watching again. Okay? They gained 2 to 3 million people watching because of John Cena. That does not happen with Roman Reigns. That does not happen. So that Raw rating, I mean, go home show to WrestleMania didn't draw 2 million people. It seemingly drew 200,000 people. About 200,000 people tuned in because Roman was there, I think. Or because of WrestleMania interest, and we really can't tell which one of those things it is. So, again, nobody is a draw. Nobody's a draw in wrestling right now, really. What's going on is these people already exist and they already watch wrestling, and they'll watch it if it's on to a degree. You know what's a draw in wrestling? WWE is a draw. WWE itself as a whole is somewhat of a draw because they draw about 1 to 3 million people at some point to watch them still, or 1 to 2.5 million people. AEW is a draw in that collectively it gathers about 1 million people or so to watch its programming. So the companies themselves have a minor draw of fans, but particular wrestlers and individual wrestlers don't seem to be a draw right now, to me. That's me. The Rock brought SmackDown on Fox its biggest rating ever. Exactly, Sith. So The Rock is still a bit of a draw. Stone Cold is still a bit of a draw. CM Punk we thought was going to be a big draw, and he really wasn't. CM Punk is barely a draw. CM Punk draws about 50,000 people. CM Punk draws about 50,000 people to go, oh, I'm going to go watch that. That's it. I thought it was going to be 500,000. That's what I really thought. I was wrong. The Rock and Austin are about that. The Rock and Stone Cold and The Rock draw between 250,000 and maybe 800,000 people, depending on the situation. That's still kind of a draw. That's it, though. Wrestling is in trouble. Alopecia Fox. That's hilarious. Thank you guys for supporting the stream today. I will catch you later. We stream for an hour and 35 minutes. I thank you guys for supporting the channel and supporting the stream. And like I said, tonight is the AW review. Thursday night, tomorrow night, is Beat the Clock. We're going to try to beat the clock here on my show. Friday night is an epic night of Monetize This. And we'll hear from Grimm's Toy Show, who's coming on the Joe Cronin Show on Monetize This to talk about some things. Plus, WrestleMania weekend. It's going to be huge. We're going to be in the daytime covering the situation with NXT and their show. We'll be back later that night for the WrestleMania watch-along. It's going to be a huge time. I mean, I assume. Last year we had 3,000 people. You know, it was just a crazy time last year, so I'm sure we'll have a crazy time this time. I don't know what's going on with Jake. People still ask me. I don't really know. It looks like he's busy doing things with the fam and probably going to the hospital. I don't know, though. We aren't able to talk that much. And some of you guys have explained that you were wondering about him. I don't know. I hope you guys are good. Nobody's doing well right now that I know of. And we'll see you tonight for AEW review. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Thanks, Alex Oli, for that last 2, man, by the way. If I didn't say that. Thanks, Alex. I don't think the celebrity's going to do too well. Ness. I don't think so. I mean, no one's going to do better than Bad Bunny did. You know what I mean? He just set the bar insanely high. So no one's ever going to beat Bad Bunny. I don't think Bad Bunny's performance. Maybe Pat McAfee has a chance, though, of entertaining the hell out of us. So I would give it to Pat McAfee. He's not a celebrity, actually, I guess, right? He's like an actual announcer on the show now. But I think Pat McAfee, of the sort of wrestling, non-wrestling people, Pat McAfee will have the best showing, I would think. I think Logan Paul is going to be trash. And Johnny Knoxville will be so stupid, but it will be entertaining in a way. I don't know. Probably what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah?
You're reviewing NXT Stand and Deliver Saturday at 3.
Yes, I should be reviewing Stand and Deliver. Thank you, Alex Oli, for that $3. Stand and Deliver. We'll be talking about that. I hope to. I mean, if for some reason I didn't, it would be a shock to me because I do want to be covering it. I might cover it solely on Patreon is the only heads up. I might cover it only on Patreon. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But, you know, it's going to be a big weekend, obviously, this weekend. It's just going to be a huge time for all of us here. And maybe Jake will make his way on to give his opinions at some point. So I will reach out to him and see. But he hasn't been able to. I've asked him about other things, and he hasn't been able to come on. So he's got to be in bad shape, you know? That's my assumption. Killer Demon, what's up, bro? Yeah, maybe they can shoot Bam Margera out of a cannon. Thank you, guys. We're almost at 100 likes. Hit that like button, guys, if you can. If you love the show, hit that like button. Become a patron, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, and keep my channel going, keep my show going. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, and get access to thousands of podcasts that I've done that are not here on YouTube at all. And follow me on iTunes and Spotify and stuff like that. Joe Cronin Show. It's gonna try to make you follow Joe Rogan Show, but screw that. It's Joe Cronin Show on Spotify and all those places. Goodbye.